Why do people post to TikTok? What is a virtual classroom? Do you use AI? What's with all these fake photos?
Did you go to an arcade? How many TV channels were there? What was dial-up internet? Did you hang out at the mall?
From the class of 1996 with big hair, AOL, and whatever.
And the class of 2026 with YouTube, smartphones, and mask mandates.
You're listening to Midlife Young. Today, I think we're talking about fashion, clothing, jewelry, hair, maybe some tech. Also on the experiences of finding that look, first impressions from classmates, and of course we're specifically talking middle school, and if our choices was a hit or if it was a dud. And I know when it comes to fashion, we could be talking all day long on this topic.
Well, maybe we should just start a fashion crime series.
Yeah. Well, if we're going to do a series, in this particular episode, where should we start?
You can start with the beginning of school.
Yeah, I like that. I recall middle school being the point where fashion became more important.
So let's start there. What was your first day like?
Well, I'm missing clothes.
What?
Well, I haven't went shopping yet.
Okay, let's start a few weeks before school then.
All right. It was a warm and sunny Saturday morning. Mom is in the kitchen making breakfast.
Skip.
What?
We are talking about shopping, not breakfast.
But wait, that could set the mood for the shopping trip. I could come out of my room in a happy mood. Mom tells me about it. We're ready to go. Good clothing. Or I could come out of my room in a bad mood and my clothing selections won't be so good.
Knowing you, you're probably going to Goodwill.
Oh, really? Come on. Give your dad some more credit than that.
I've talked to Mom. I get the inside scoop.
Well, anyway, let's get started with our trip to Kmart. Yes, I was not the most excited about clothes shopping for the school year. It just wasn't my thing. But we'd head off to some retail store, Kmart being our example in this case, and we'd go looking through the racks of clothing there. Sometimes you'll see other classmates there also with their mother, making them try on various clothing and showing Mom. Then also hitting the shoe department, which I found a little more interesting. Getting to try on different shoes, find which ones work. Got to figure out what size my feet are at this point. So they pull out the metal contraption and they have to put your foot in there and they adjust the metal contraption for the length and the width. And then while you're sitting there in the shoe department, you got your shoes picked out, all of a sudden you hear from the distance the distinct sound of that squeaky wheel and that wooden box. And you can see all the mothers in the department start to turn their head and follow this blue orb on a stick floating down the aisles. And the poor Kmart lady is pushing this brown cart with this blue orb up on top. She pulls it up to a rack of clothes in the poise department, and she's looking at her clipboard, and it's like a bunch of vultures all the way around, all the moms yanking their kids towards the blue orb. And then all of a sudden she flips on the metal light switch, the blue orb kicks in, and you hear on the speakers,
Blue light special in the boys department. Blue light special in the boys department.
all of us are yanked into the blue light special box. Clothes are coming off that rack faster than can believe. The shirts are being pushed right up against your neck. One shirt, next shirt, seeing which one works best. And then next thing you know, you got 3 shirts.
Okay, you're going to have to explain to me what this blue light special is.
Well, it's a Kmart thing, even though other department stores had their own versions of it too. Basically, they would randomly choose a spot in the store to wheel their little blue light box out. And I think it was short. I think it was like for 5-15 minutes or whatever. The blue light would be on and people would see that blue light and they'd know if they go to that spot, they'd get a discount on that clothing or those items, whatever it was that the blue light got rolled to. And the Kmart person that was out there would then put discount tags on those clothes items or goods. And so when you checked out, you would get the discounted price. And so, of course, it was an immediate discount.
You mean it's kind of like those flash sales on Amazon that shows up?
Yep, except in person in this case. So anyway, now that we got our selection of clothes, it is off to the changing room. You have to try on the different sets of clothes and show Mom.
Turn around. Is that too tight? Try tucking that shirt in.
Make sure the clothes fits right, if it looks okay. The excitement in your eyes. You'd rather go to McDonald's at that point.
Now I'm hungry.
Oh, yeah. The fries. Salty fries? Crispy fries? What's your favorite fry place?
Oh, wait, that's a really good question. I don't know. But shouldn't we be talking about clothes?
Oh, I suppose. We can't go to lunch until we finish shopping. And to finish shopping, I have to finish trying the rest of these clothes on. How about you?
Well, for me, I do go to like Walmart or Target to like get some of my clothes. But I'm very big on dance, and so I spend more of my time like going to get costumes and stuff, which on Amazon or at Target or Walmart, just like, you know, you could find like sweatpants as like a hip hop costume, you know? I know that we have a big production, and I just got my costume from Amazon. Pretty simple, pretty easy.
The whole point of fashion, of course, is somebody's got to see the clothes, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk first day, at least for me, because I did go to public school. Got your new clothes on, look in the mirror. Yeah, you know what? This looks cool. I know I wasn't really paying much attention to the clothes I was picking out. I mean, this is just the start of 5th grade, whatever. But I'm going to own it. This is my cool look for the year. So there I am, strolling into school. Got that little bit of a strut, a little bit of a smile. I'm going to be part of the cool kids this year.
You? Cool?
Wait a minute. Hold on. There's a possibility.
Very low possibility.
Ouch. So anyway, you see the other fashion statements that the others are wearing. Some classmates you can recognize. They were also part of the Blue Light Special. And then there was that cool kid from last year. And, yep, you can tell almost right away you're off the mark again this year for the cool fashion.
So, what were some of the, like, fashion trends from back in the old days?
Old days. My goodness. Well, anyway, we can break it down to a couple sections for what influenced those fashioned trends, including bands and music, movies, TV shows, and then some of the key trends for the middle schoolers: bright-colored neon, acid-wash jeans, oversized sweatshirts, off-shoulder tops, leg warmers, high-top sneakers. Oh, I remember the high-top sneakers. I used to like those. And layered jewelry, and of course the big hair.
Well, it looks like according to Google, some of the bands and musicians that may have been influencing some of those fashion trends may have been Madonna, Michael Jackson, Prince, and some punk bands.
Yep, there was some punk glam, but yeah, there was definitely bold colors and flair-inspired.
Well, it looks like movies also affected some of this, like Flashdance, Pretty in Pink, The Breakfast Club, stuff like that.
Well, most of these movies I don't remember seeing, but I have seen some of the clips of Breakfast Club online, and yeah, those looks kind of look very similar to what some of the classmates wore. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Yeah, he had a casual, cool look to him. Leather jacket, relaxed fit. And that did appeal to middle schoolers. But don't forget, there was also TV shows.
Oh.
There was Miami Vice, Dynasty, which that specifically looks like it probably more was into junior fashion. And The Facts of Life, which were teen-focused shows that did affect styles.
Well, let's get back to the story.
All right. So anyway, as the morning went on, you quickly realized that your fashion choices were maybe not as cool as you originally suspected, but you realized it the most when you hit lunch hour. That was the devastating part. Because, of course, there you are, big room. You could see all your classmates just looking out in the room, and there's somebody else who's got the same fashion trend I have. There's another one, and another one. I think that's the blue light effect right there. So, of course, the next day, I'm going to try out my next fashion choice. Hopefully this will be better. Maybe it won't be so common.
So you just skipped school then, right?
Are you saying I had no good fashion sense?
And it hasn't changed to this day.
Anyway, the next day I may come in a printed tee. And you're thinking, this will be cool. Was not a sports-related t-shirt or band-related t-shirt, but...
So it's just this shirt that says something like sawdust is man glitter or something?
That's the shirt I'm wearing right now. And no, that's not what it said. And I like this shirt. Going back to middle school... Because my t-shirt had 2 words on it, and I don't remember much about it anymore, but that became my nickname through the year. Yeah, great way to have a nickname is based off of a shirt you wore on the second day of school. Let's move on to gym class, because at least in gym class, we're on even fashion terms.
Good luck with that.
At that point, we're at least in just sweatpants, sweatshirt. We had to have the sneakers that do not leave black marks on the gym floor because, you get in trouble if you left black marks on the floor. You had to have your sneakers that didn't leave those marks. The only thing that stood out for us then, because we were all in sweat clothes, was hairdo, maybe makeup. The girls were the most noticeable. Big poofy hair. The amount of hairspray that they had to use to lock that hair in. Just imagine you're in the hallway between the 2 locker rooms waiting for the gym teacher to release you into the gymnasium. You can smell the hairspray poofing out from the woman's locker room.
I do dance competitions. It's normal for me to smell hairspray.
So now we're out on the gym floor. It's dodgeball day. The question becomes, will the hair bounce or will the hair divot? And so that poor gal whose hair didn't have enough hairspray and just happened to have a direct hit and didn't move out of the way fast enough. Yeah, the hairdo was an interesting hairdo for the remainder of the day.
Oh, yikes.
So anyway, end of week hits, and you know your fashion choices now are locked in for the year.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yep, that's when you plan out next year to try to avoid the mistakes from this year.
And they still fail to this day.
You're just picking on my fashion choices here. I've told various stories from the world of middle school. How about some of the fashion blunders from some of these dance competitions? I mean, you've seen hundreds of gals in their costume designs and fashion choices for these things.
Some of the dances, and this says a lot. I'd prefer to see your fashion choices on stage than those dance costumes. That says a lot. Feathers everywhere. Feathers.
Wow, you said it twice. That's got to be an awful look.
Feathers. And it's a bird dance. I may or may not be talking about one of my dances.
Well, I guess I will see what this feather dance is going to look like later on.
And if my teachers are listening to this, you didn't hear me say anything.
So it wasn't your choice, was it?
No. Well, I'm curious on some of our listeners what their fashion choices were in the past.
I know. So, I mean, if you got a story you want to share with us, let us know. From the class of 1996
And the class of 2026.
This has been Midlife Young.
Don't miss out on future episodes by subscribing to our podcast.
And find us online at midlifeyoung.com. Thank you for listening.